Hello and welcome to a very early morning in the Lake District, and check out this amazing view behind me already, stretching as far as Scotland. I can see some of the hills of Scotland way over there. Absolutely stunning. Today's walk is going to be about an 8.5 mile route over 5 Wainwrights, and sadly they're all in the cloud at the moment. If I show you ahead, I'm following this ridge right up onto Ullock Pike, Longside, Carlside, Skiddaw is up there, and then Bakestall is at that end, and I'm going to come down via the Cumbria Way and Dash Falls. It's very, very early. I set off at 6 o'clock this morning. Again, knowing it's half term, I want to set out early, get a parking space, and try and enjoy this place near enough to myself. So that is my plan for today. I'm hoping the cloud is going to lift. It was fairly high earlier. Ullock Pike was out of the cloud, and it's really, really dropped since then, covering most of the ridge, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm hoping it is going to rise a bit, at least. So I'm just at about the 500 metre contour, and sadly the cloud base is fluctuating so much. I'm just starting to enter the cloud. You've got some down here in front of Bassenthwaite Lake, but I have been blessed with some amazing views so far this morning. About 200 more metres to go up before I reach Ullock Pike, which is the first Wainwright on today's walk. First of 5. So this is now the summit of Ullock Pike. A couple of stones just marking the top and sadly not a view in sight. I can see maybe only about 50, 80 metres, something like that. The clouds really set in for the last 20 minutes or so, and I reckon this is all I'm going to get for most of the walk today. But for now, following this ridge, this is Longside Edge, and it's going to take me to Longside. So I've just arrived at the summit of Longside at 734 metres above sea level, and thankfully the wind's died down a little bit, but still no views at all. Barely see anything, but there is a nice little cairn on this one, and normally from here you get such a cracking view right over to Skiddaw over there, but as I say, nothing today. Time to crack on down here, and that's going to lead me over to Carlside, which is slightly higher again. I think that one's 746 metres. It's about 700 metres in a straight line, so I'll be there in about sort of 10 or 15 minutes. And here I am now on the summit of Carlside, and this is the cairn at 746 metres above sea level. And again, still no views, although briefly, just as we approached the summit, the cloud had cleared and you could see some blue sky. And I'm really hoping that Skiddaw is going to be out of the cloud, because that would be amazing if we're just above it. But fingers crossed, we'll get some kind of view, if not out the top, if not down the other side. Here it is, the trig point on the summit of Skiddaw at 931 metres, and the wind has really picked up, so I'm just going to hide down here for a second. But that route up from Carlside up to here is very steep. It starts off relatively okay, but then it gets really steep towards the end, so it's a bit loose underfoot. Take care if you are coming up that way. But at the moment, we've got the summit all to ourselves. We've seen only 5 people, I think, today, which is incredible, but it's still early. Let me have a look what the time is. It is 9:30, so most people only be setting off now. But to continue the walk, I'm going to head north off this ridge. It's going to lead me down past a little subsidiary summit, down to Bakestall, which is my 5th Wainwright today, and then down via Dash Falls. Let's go. So this cairn here marks the summit of Bakestall, waymark number 5 for today at 673 metres above sea level. And thankfully, as you can tell behind me, I came out of the cloud just up there, followed this fence down to arrive at the summit here. I'm actually going to stop and actually have some lunch as well. It's still early, it's like 10 o'clock, 10:15, but definitely time for some lunch. I'm hungry. What a cracking view I've got here as well. So Skiddaw is up in the cloud. Over that way, the pointed peak is Lonscale Pike, and Lonscale fell, and then Blencathra is over in the cloud over there. And I can see Skiddaw House, which is a youth hostel, just down in those trees. And the lovely pointed peak next to me here, Great Carver. That leads up onto the Knot, not the Knot, it is just Knot. And then Great Scar Fell, and Bray Fell, Longlands Fell. Wonderful grassy walking over there, a little bit boggy if it's been raining. And then a cracking view over to Scotland, Binsey just down here, and then I can just make out the Solway Firth. The visibility isn't superb like it was yesterday, but what an outstanding view, and it's so nice to be out of the cloud finally and actually appreciate these views. I'm gonna have some lunch just over by the cairn and then down via Dash Falls.
I'm now down on the Cumbria Way, and this marks the final couple of miles of the walk. And just round the corner there, I had a wonderful view looking at Dash Falls, or Whitewater Dash. Dash Falls is more of its common name. And I'm going to follow the Cumbria Way, which is going to take me along the edge of this valley, all the way round to where I've parked the car at Peterhouse Farm. And what an epic view to walk down to. So wonderful. That's Binsey over there. And then this fell that's kind of coming down, it's got a rather unusual name. It's called Great Cock Up. It is a Wainwright fell. I don't know why it's called that. I don't know what it references to. I imagine it's referring to something cocking up, as in something's wrong, but I don't know. And Whitewater Dash is actually a series of waterfalls that just cascades down there.